Hi everyone, my name is Nico from Aries Visual Intelligence. So I just wanted to, in a series of videos, I wanted to start by showcasing what our app does, the power of our AI model, kind of what are the things we've implemented in the past current weeks, where we currently stand, and what are some of the initiatives and what are some of the goals we're trying to achieve in the near and far future. So we can just begin by logging in with our demo account. So as you can see, we're presented by the home page, which currently has 4 cameras, but obviously you can select up to 10 cameras, depending on your likes and your needs. For the time being, we'll just stick with 4. This is called the home page, but it will be then later changed to our live streaming page. This primarily focuses on running our AI model on live stream, live feeds. It could be an IP camera, local camera, on-VIF cameras, etc. Or any kind of live feeds that you might be receiving. Then our second page is our registration hub. As you can see, we currently have 2 users. This is the part where you would be adding users. So you'd be adding people's faces. You only need 1 picture, or you'd be adding vehicles number plates, because our AI model is currently trained on detecting vehicles and people. And we have a vehicle detection model and a people tracking model, meaning that once we have a picture of someone's face and or the number plate of a vehicle, if it either sees that person's face or that vehicle's number plate once, it will track those vehicles and detect who they are, right, or what vehicle, whose vehicle it is, even if they would then mask that themselves. So for example, if once the AI model sees your face, it will start tracking you. Even if you turn around, or you put on some glasses or a hoodie, or you cover your face completely, it will still know it's you. But we will be showcasing this at a later stage. Then we have our media file service. So this essentially does what the main page does, but for media files. So this, if you have any old footages you like to review, any kind of files, video files, you can just upload it in here and run our models directly. Then we have our database. So this is where we'd be storing videos, pictures, etc. And then we have our analytics page, which we'll be discussing these next 2 in later videos. So just going back here, while I explain how this works, I will just put on one of our cameras from one of the restaurants we're working with in Italy, Bari. It's called Bahari. We're currently working with the owners to help us test our systems on the restaurant, and to give us a little bit of feed on how these systems implement. So we're currently testing this on a 24-hour basis on these premises. So as you can see, we can then select whichever camera that we want to display. On the top, actually I will just run our model in the bin time so you guys can kind of see how this works. I'll just go on. When you select one of the cameras, you have the option here to select either if it's a local camera, an IP camera, etc. And you're then allowed to put the credentials to log in and access that camera to view its feed, right? I will just put this on full screen mode just to kind of showcase, to give you guys a better insight of how the camera runs and everything, right? So you guys can have a feel of how smooth it is in its early stages of implementation. So as you can see, every single person in this video is currently being detected, no matter how far they are or what they're doing. We're able to track them and recognize them pretty easily. Now, to quickly run through the settings that we currently have implemented, if you look on the right hand side, we begin by our engine settings. This is to give you an insight of how the app will work commercially. We will not be charging for the use of the app, but we'll be charging for the use of engines. So you'll be purchasing engines. Each engine can run on an individual camera or on an individual feed at a time, right? So if you want to run on 10 different cameras, you'll be purchasing 10 different engines, and so on and so forth. So as you can see in our example, currently we have 2 engines running in this testing app client. We have engine 1 and localhost. Obviously localhost is our server, our model running locally, so that we can test this a bit easier. But currently we're running this camera on our engine 1, which is running on one of our servers. So this is to kind of give you guys an insight of that. Then we have our motion detection. As you can As you can assume, this is just running a motion detection system. We will be showcasing this in a later video, as we have just implemented it now into our system. This essentially focuses on this would be very good for businesses, especially once we've implemented the time frame management. So you can set the motion detection to run from, let's say, 1 a.m. to 8 a.m., maybe when your business is closed. So in case anything moves, you're able to detect it, and it will then send you an alert on your app or via email directly with a picture of what's going on. So there's just a quick rundown of what the motion detection looks like. Then for the object detection, so we'll just quickly run through some of the settings we currently have, because we'll be adding a lot more settings down the line. We have our filter objects. So this is where at the current moment we're detecting and tracking 2 objects, people and cars, right? But this will grow as time goes by. And with the filter objects, it allows us to filter down the individual objects we want to track and trace, right? So imagine you don't want to see the detection of vehicles at the time being. You can simply just remove that from your filters, right? Then you have your detection accuracy. What that is essentially you get to set the parameters of how accurate you want your model to be. There is trade-offs with both, right? If you put your detection accuracy very high, it's going to make sure that it's accurate whenever it makes a detection, it's making a correct detection. But this would mean that when objects are really far away, it will not be confident enough to state if it's a person in this case or not, right? So you have to play around with these parameters based on the conditions you're in. Obviously, if you're detecting objects really far away, you would put your detection accuracy a bit lower because it has to take more risks in the detections it's making. Then we have our object tracking. We will be showcasing this better at a later stage. Maybe I will showcase this at the end of this video on one of our videos, video files in the media player service, or I'll showcase it in another video. But then just to go through these settings, you have the activation of the object tracking, you have the face detection and the face recognition for that object tracking. This is just for us devs to kind of play around with the settings and fine-tune it as best as possible. But at a later stage, when this will come out commercially, you'll have the object tracking option and the face recognition accuracy for the object tracking. So how accurate you want it to be. Again, the more accurate you'll be, less mistakes it makes, but it takes less risks into making the detection, right? So it will not be as good as detecting objects, recognizing people as far. So this is a quick rundown of that. Then we have our face recognition. Here you have your face detection and face recognition. Maybe you only want to detect faces, or you want to actually recognize them. The reason why we're breaking down into all these options is because we'll be selling different packages. It might be that in your current situation, you would only be interested in I think our video feed kind of lagged a bit. Yeah, sometimes it lags. Obviously, this is being live streamed. Our main goal here is to kind of sell different packages at different price ranges, right? So maybe some people would only be interested in having a face recognition model or only a face detection model instead of having the full package, right? So that's why we want to kind of compartmentalize everything and break it down into different sections, right? So this is a quick rundown of it. As you can see, this is just us showcasing kind of how smooth it is, how fast it is, even in its early stages of implementation, right? As you can see, this is detecting everybody in the room. It's not making any mistakes. And this is just our version 0.3. We're looking to implement a version 0.5 of the model, which will be way more precise and hopefully faster than it currently is, right? And yeah, so what we're trying to implement in the near future is our, which we already implemented, but it's on a different system, is our vehicle tracking. So we're currently doing tests on this. So as I described, being able to recognize and track vehicles. This could be good for those who have security cameras in parking lots, and only authorized vehicles should be able to enter the premises, things like this. And another implementation is going to be direct alerts, so app alerts and email alerts. We'll be sending you custom images of what has been detected at certain times. You can set another implementation we want to add is the detection of objects in certain areas, right? So for example, we could then highlight this pizzeria that we have on the right side over here and highlight it all red, where only authorized personnel is allowed there. So if any person is found in that area, you will then receive an alert. Or as we mentioned before, you can activate your face tracking, object tracking, and only authorized personnel can be in that premises. So you can add all your employees in your database, and if one of your employees is not in that area or someone is not recognized, you will receive an alert, right? This kind of helps you with ensuring that only everything is being managed, right? And you don't have to have someone monitoring this 24/7, but you have an AI model doing this on your behalf. So there's a lot more implementations that we're looking to put in, especially in the next couple of months. There's a lot that we can achieve with this, and this is something that's going to keep growing and growing and growing. Obviously, we need to, this app is going to grow even based on the needs that we see. So currently we're only detecting people and cars, but obviously we're looking to increase the amount of classes, the amount of objects we want to detect, depending on what we believe to be necessary. For example, some of the next things we want to begin detecting is things like safety helmets, safety equipment. So for example, for those who work in construction sites, to be able to detect that they're actually wearing the safety gear or not, detecting weapons, you name it. You know, the sky is literally the limit when it comes to this, to the implementation we have for Iris. In addition, actually, what I'm going to do, just to take us a bit more extra time, because we've only 12 minutes in, I can then try to I will stop this live video feed here a second. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to one of the video files that we have to kind of maybe showcase to you guys what this looks like when we're running on a video file, and maybe to show you how the tracking works, right? Let's go for this video. So as you can see here, we can then increase the object detection, and you know, as it was running before, we're detecting people. Everything is just as we saw it before. We're detecting cars. You know, you can see the missus just walking down. She's one of our partners. We're flying one of our drones to kind of see and test and see its implementation. But we could then go back and we could stop this a second, and we can maybe initiate our object tracking, and then we can put on our face recognition just to kind of give you guys an insight of that. As you guys can see, same thing. Obviously we gave out the alias of Jane Doe. As you can see, the AI model just has to see her face once and it's tracked the face, right? There is two different kinds of implementations to this. There's the live streaming, right? So you can just live play video and run the object detection, or you have the second option to upload a file, like you can export the video, right? So when we're doing a live streaming of a video file, obviously the quality of the video is a bit lower, and maybe we might not be detecting every frame, right? Because this is happening live, right? But then when you do the exportation of the video, we're able to detect every single frame, right? And which gives you a better accuracy, better detection. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a video, the same video with our full tracking, full motion exported video, to kind of showcase how we're recognizing and detecting Jane Doe even when the camera is right behind her, to kind of showcase that we only need to see your face once, and once you've been recognized, the AI model will track you and follow you. And yeah, so in this video we were able to showcase our live streams with our AI model running. You could see our object detection running in its full implementation. Then we have our media file services. We gave you a quick glimpse of what our tracking looks like, our facial recognition looks like. I hope you guys are interested in what we're doing. Please follow us Feel free even to send me a message, anything in the comment section. Please follow us on Instagram. Feel free to send me a message there too. Any kind of feedback is more than wanted, because I do believe the importance of actually getting feedback from the community, especially for those of you who've been working in this sector for a while. Any kind of input is more than welcome. Even just to get your opinion on what you think of this. And yeah, we'll be seeing you in the next one. Thanks, everyone.